Alright, so just late night talk. And I guess this is just for when I found myself being distracted. I found myself just wasting too much time, and making bad decisions just on time management. As it's like, I want to have my schedule so well put together. It's like, nothing is like thrown at me out of nowhere. It's like I don't expect it. I want it to be where it's like, in a sense, just planned out for the overall future. As I believe it's like structure just adds another layer to life. Because if it's so random, if everything is so random, it's like, when will you make the steps you need to do what you want? And personally, I was a heavy procrastinator. I wasted time just on my phone, whether it be watching Netflix, playing video games, in any sort of way, just to kind of distract myself from the fact I had no idea what I wanted to do. I had no idea. And now it's like I'm figuring out more and more of what I want, of the overall goal. Creating habits that just overall align with what I'm happy with. As it's like, I know there's more to come. I know there's more to do. I know there's more to accomplish for our own lives. Because in that sense of just frustration, in that sense of I don't know what to do, it's like you can do anything. It's really a change in perspective. That's what it came down to. And are you also willing to take the action? The action being first discovering, I feel so unfulfilled. I waste time. Whatever it might be that you are unhappy with. For me, it was just being unproductive. Just turning away from myself. Separating myself and just going into these apps, going into these games. And it was draining in a way. It was draining, as it was like, at what point when will I just look at me, just talk to myself, as I am always with myself, but I was neglecting that. I was neglecting the fact that I only get one life. And is that how you want to spend it? And it's a hard thing to look at. Objectively, it's a hard thing to look at. Where it's like, you look at the overall aspect of where you're going, what you're doing, and you ask yourself, is this how you want to live your life? And you'll find your answer there. For me, it was no. I wanted more. I wanted big dreams to turn into reality. And as I'm still, going about achieving it, going about becoming, it's a constant progress. And you're seeing it live. This is just me expressing my thoughts, but it really comes down to asking yourself, is this how you want it to be? It being your life, your lifestyle, your attitude, your mindset, everything. It's all encompassing. Where is the end? The end of the road, the final destination, where we can finally lay at rest, just happy, at peace. What is that for us? And honestly, the more and more you change, the more and more you do things that you want, the more you figure out about yourself that what you want, what you do, what you want to do. And it's like you become, in a way, uplifted. You feel happier, you feel greater, you feel so much. With all that being said, it's like, it's a constant process of knowing what I want, what you may want, and just figuring out, finding it, the path, the directions, the steps, having a clear-cut plan to do it. And again, it's like, if you find yourself being distracted, if you find yourself just procrastinating in a way. It's really procrastinating. There's a few questions you can ask yourself. You know, what do I get out of this? Why am I doing it? Like, what could I do instead of it? And I'm not saying it's wrong just to have some time just to relax, but at the same time, it's like, what do we do to relax? You know, as it's not wrong to just play some games, watch a movie, but it's like you don't want to do it all the time. Well, especially if you want something more, it's like that hour and a half, 2 hours you could watch a movie, you could have done something you needed, whether it's homework, finish some project you have. You may be starting content, you could record a video or something, or just train for a sport or go to the gym. There's so many options that you could do. So it's like, obviously it's like, what do you want to do? What do you want to do? And no matter what, it's like, just know you have to have your own back, because it's like it's like if you are constantly seeking the approval of other people, when will you get your own? When will you accept your own approval, your own acceptance, your own love, your own yourself? When will you accept yourself? And will you be honest with yourself with hard times or challenges and mistakes you may have made? Cool, you made a mistake. It's not the end of the world. Like, you know, now you know what could have happened to prevent it. It's like just constant improving. And the main reason why this whole talk came about was, it's Sunday, right? And I was just thinking, I was really on my thoughts. I was just in a store, in Walmart, just buying some blueberries, some other stuff like that, just some blueberries, a tea, just cause why not, right? And I was just going around and just in my thoughts, like, where am I putting myself? Where is the plan going forward? Where is the plan, you know? The overall aspect, the big picture, while working on the small details. That's really what it came down to. And this is just for me, just to remind myself, like, take your time if you need to step back and just realign yourself with your goals. Just take some time to collect your thoughts, gather your thoughts, see the vision in a clearer way. That's the whole reason I made these late night talks, as I'm calling them, or late night chats. As it's like, this is really just a space where I can just talk, just let my mind flow, let my thoughts see where it takes me, you know, in the clearest, most uncut, raw, unfiltered way possible. As it's like a constant reminder to myself and to anyone listening, you got time, it's okay. If you spend 2 years doing nothing, 3 years, 4 years, 5, 10, just know if you got a pulse, if you have a pulse, you're still able to move. You can still do what you love. You could still make a change. It's not the end. It's not over till it's over. But something that may be holding you back is your belief of yourself. What do you think of yourself? What is the standard you hold yourself to? That is really what it can come up to. What is the attitude you have? You know, attitude being, you know, the way you see yourself in the world and how you react and how the world will react to that. Because if you're constantly angry, you're going to expect people to be angry at you. How's that saying go? You know, thieves assume people steal. That's really what it is. You're just going to assume the same thing out of every single person. And it's like, no, change that whole mindset. Change that whole mind state where it's like, Why would you choose that? Why? And it's constantly just old beliefs, old thoughts, old habits that I have to keep changing. And one that's more relevant now is, don't wait for nobody. Don't wait for nobody. Because if you're constantly waiting, it's like you're holding yourself back. Like, don't dim your light. Don't dim your light for other people. Because you're a star, you're supposed to shine. They're supposed to shine in their own way. And it's like, if they aren't with the plan, the overall objective, it's like, how can you keep them around, essentially? Not in a harsh way, but it's like, maybe you could be the big visionary and they can just do the tasks. Like like you can have an idea to build a shelf, and a certain way to do it. It's like, they don't have to help you create the idea, but it's like, they better pick up a hammer and some nails. Like, that's really what it comes down to. Who do you also keep around you? And how does this all tie into wasting time? I don't know. It's just where my thoughts are going. I have no particular objective, no particular state of going with this, because everything is all tied in together. Everything about ourselves are all connected. One aspect will affect another. It's like, how you do anything is how you do everything. So if you're half-hearted in achieving the things you want, it's obvious you're going to half-heartedly do things in other areas and aspects, as it's like, that is the standards you are setting. So it's like, if you expect high standards and results from yourself, it's like, you're going to continue to do actions that align with that. You set the bar so high, it's like, even if you don't reach it, it's still going to be so high up, and it's like, you have surpassed what you would have done if you set like a regular bar or standard for yourself. And of course, time may be sacrificed for fun things, hanging out with friends, spending time with friends, and it's like, that's okay. I mean, it may be harder for some other people. Like, if we want to talk about like introverts and extroverts, it may be harder for extroverts, as they like to talk. But by all means, if you have a circle of people who are good for you, who are honestly good for you, then by all means, it's like, do that. But at the same time, I think there's a level of just self-isolation, not drastic, but just whatever level you can handle it at. It's like, it's healthy. It's healthy to you. Because I'm introvert, so it's like, I can spend a lot of time by myself and just be okay with that, be happy with that, honestly. So it's just, what is the comfortability, or what is the right amount of time you can spend with yourself? It's like a balance. It's really a balance, because you don't want it to tilt too hard, because then everything will just start to kind of feel draining in a way, or feel like you're being pulled, or even it's like, it just doesn't feel like everything's in your control. And I enjoy making these videos because it allows me to just tap into a state of mind where it's like, I can freely express my thoughts. And of course, if someone gets something from it, that just makes it all the more better. It makes it more worth it. So just wasting time, we constantly waste time. No, let me dive into that. Wasting time. We all waste time. We all have a certain limit of years in this world. We don't know how much it is. But we all have time here. We have a certain amount of time. And the things you can do can add to it or take it away. We'll never know. Habits that can take away from your lifespan or anything like that, or add to it, eating healthy things, working out. And But that's a whole nother issue. What I wanted to talk about was essentially we all waste time. Now, what are we wasting it on? Essentially, it's like we all waste time. What are we wasting it on? You know, is the value of what we're doing worth that time? You know, is it worth what we're spending it on? It's like, imagine, you know, it's like getting a bang for your buck, you know? It's like you go out to the store and you're looking at all the things there, and it's like looking at something that's bad for you, that's for $2, and it's just quick, it's gone. Or something that's $4, but it's healthy, it's good for you. It's like, which one would you rather want for the overall objective? That was a terrible example, I'm not gonna lie. Because what was the point I was trying to get at? It's like, we all spend our time doing something. Whether we're sitting around, whether we're thinking, whether we're pursuing our dreams, resting, relaxing, procrastinating, we waste our time. But in what ways? And is it right for us to spend it that way? Are we getting the most out of our time? That is the main point. Are we getting the most out of our time? Are we getting what we want in that certain amount of time? Are we ending the day saying, that was an amazing day, I did everything I wanted to at the highest level, at the highest standard, and tomorrow I know I'm gonna go at an even greater intensity, knowing that the foundation is getting better? That's really what it is. And yeah, I'm gonna just leave it off there, as I think that was a good talk. That was a good chat. Some people might say yap session, whatever it may be, just whatever it is. And you know, dreamers turning dreams into reality. Love you.